So, just gone at 8 o'clock in the morning. Having just finished a night shift, I thought before I go to bed I'm going to do the final layer on painting this bumper so that it can dry while I'm asleep, and then I can come back and do the lacquer. Yeah, it's looking a bit, it's not particularly covered well here. On the top it's not too bad, but yeah, I just need to give this another coat. But it's actually, well, it's a lot better than what it was. So yeah, we'll get this going, get this done, then I can go and get some sleep, come back and lacquer it up a bit later today. God, I'm tired, but it's utilising the time that I have. Okay, so the last shade is done. That's definitely not pure white, or whatever you want to call this white. So we've got that nice creamy looking colour. So yeah, it's not gone on too bad. And then what we'll do is we're going to apply the lacquer. I'm just waiting for that to warm up now, because it's about 11 degrees, although because we're in the shade and I can't get to any sun, I'm just going to warm it up a bit, or the bumper up with a heat gun, and then we're then gonna try it. So yeah, I don't know how many coats of lacquer it's going to take, but we'll give it a shot. And it's reasonably come out all right in the past, so I'm hoping it's going to come out good as well. Okay, first layer of lacquer is on, a very light layer. You can already see we've got a bit of a nice reflection going on. So we'll just allow that to dry. 15 minutes or so. Probably actually better down here. And we'll go for round 2. Round 2 of the lacquer is now on. Again, this side is looking better. Over here you can't really tell so much of the gloss, I guess. You might be able to. But it's going on pretty nicely at the moment. I think probably it's only going to need one more, and it'll just be a slower motion, so it builds it up a bit. So yeah, let's wait 15 minutes, get it dried, and try for that last one. Okay, third and final coat is on. It's not mirror shine, but then just gotta have to leave it to dry, and then I'll probably polish it up. I think that was suggested, so apply a bit of compound to it just to get the shine, but it's pretty much there. It's on quite thick, so yeah, it's not too bad. It's obviously a lot better than it was, and hopefully when I put it on it will look and fit and match the car very well, hopefully. I mean, it saves you a lot of money, but for 2011 car, I don't mind doing these really. But hopefully, is what we're in, coming up to almost mid-February now, so the weather is getting better, and by getting better, it just allows for better paintwork. Also, while I got you, and I noticed the other day, because these are pattern part bumpers, they were about £90 odd including delivery, and then now same bumper is now 120 odd pounds. So literally it's jumped up £30, which I think is an absolute joke, because that's, without getting too much into rate of inflation, you know, things are going up quicker and the government want to keep down inflation, but all the time things like parts are going up by, you know, ridiculous amounts that is a lot higher than the RPI, then, you know, of course the country's going to end up in recession because parts are just getting rather expensive. But anyway, yeah, so get the trim off. No, what am I saying? Get the masking stuff off, get the number plate on, put the badge back on, and get the DRLs in, and we will be good to go on this later in the week, I think. So, we are now pretty much getting there. Headlights are on, and I've now sandpapered and polished up that headlight, so it's now not so problematic, basically, comparing it with that one, which is obviously brand new. And the bumper has now been polished to get it up to a bit more of a sheen. The colour match is still on this video. It looks worse when I'm looking through the screen. It looks worse. Bearing in mind that's a clean panel and this is still dirty. But on video this still looks really bad. But it's actually a lot better. It's a lot better. I don't think it's going to be 100%, but it looks better. That's the main thing. Yeah, but as I say, unfortunately, over time, this colour, depending on maybe parts of the country and everything, that colour just goes particularly bad. Just colour matching is really difficult. But anyway, so going to attach this bumper on at some point. Not sure when it's going to be, but yeah. That's going to be the last. I think it's pretty much the last thing for the car, and then we're good to clean it. And then we can have it up for sale. Okay, so the front end is now on the car. Bumper is on, having been repainted. The bumper's gone on quite nicely for a patented part. Just a slightly bit of a gap there, but is what it is. The colour match is better, still not 100%, but I think given how dirty the car is at the moment, this will look a lot better when I've cleaned it, because in parts where I've brushed down here, you can see there's a massive difference where it was dirty and then it's been cleaned. So I'm fairly sure this will come up a lot better. The only problem really with this, with the fitting, you can see that this is pretty much hitting the top of this. Not so much there, but definitely there, and you can see it's ever so slightly out here, and there's a bit of a gap here, and here there's a gap here, but I can't do anything with that at all. I really can't. I'd love to get it down a bit, but it's not happening. So I don't know if that has taken a bit of a whack. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not too bad. So we're going to get on with cleaning the car. I need to get some wipers on, and yeah, this will be shortly going up for sale when I've got the photos done. Oh yeah, and we've got to do the interior as well. That needs cleaning as well. So yeah, I'm not going to bore you. I didn't want to bore you with how to put a bumper on, etc. I'm really not going to do that. But yeah, we're it's all come together hopefully, and there's not going to be any issues. I need to run it for a bit just to be sure that there isn't any issues, but at the moment it all seems to be pretty good. So let's get on with cleaning this, seeing if we can get that colour match to look a bit better with once it's been washed. Okay, so this is going to be the last part of the video. The last one that I sold, which I can't even remember, should already be, yeah, it already is on YouTube. This is the second one, and what happens obviously when you list the first one is you then get like an influx of people going that they want one, and you know, can you sort them out within a couple of weeks, or you know, have you got any others, etc. And on this occasion, the woman was happy to wait whilst I got this one done, but it was only like a couple of weeks after the last one, so she's coming to view it very shortly. I haven't really bothered with taking decent photos of it and everything because, well, it's potentially going to go to her. She's pretty much almost made up her mind. So yeah, so this is the car. Bear in mind, finally, from the original Copart delivery, we had cracked front bumper, missing headlight to the right, I think a missing DRL as well. So those have now been replaced. The colour match is not far off, but still not exactly the best. I think there's been a slight issue with the bonnet, and I've done the best I can to rectify it. I partly think maybe with the slam panel is sitting a tiny bit too high. Basically, you can see here that's not quite lined up, but it appears that the impact didn't really do anything with the bonnet. So I don't know if it is the slam panel that caused that movement down below, but it's going to do the job. The panel gaps or the bumpers aren't too bad, but yeah, I can't get that to sit any lower, which is a bit annoying. So I've tried adjusting the nozzles on the underneath the bonnet, but yeah, it's not happening. So that basically is the front done. I've put new wiper blades on, and as an advisory, I've actually had the front tyres changed as well. And if you followed the video from the beginning, you'll notice that this was totally flat at the back. There was a nail in that one. So we are, yeah, slightly a bit lighter on the funds for the two tyres and the puncture repair. It's had a filter and oil change as well, and something also I picked up on was when I started driving it, because I tend to drive it to and from work just to get a good understanding that it's all running well, is start of unavailable popped up. Now, first off, it popped up when I was going over some rumble strips, and then the second time it popped up, it cleared after like a couple of starts, and then the second time was when I was just stationary at a set of traffic lights. So I've, just as a precaution, I've changed over the battery from another battery that I've got, and I've also put on a newer strap as well. I believe that has sorted it. I've done another couple of trips to work and it's not come up. That should actually sort it. If it didn't, I don't really know what else you can really do, to be honest. But otherwise, yeah, the rubbing strictures we know was an extra, which you had to pay for, just under £100. The white has come up a lot nicer once you give it a good old clean. It's a lot whiter. The alloys, yeah, they could have done partly with a refurb on some of them, but alloy refurb is getting expensive now. But yeah, oh, and then we've done the interior as well, swapped that out as well, and done the door cards too. So overall, yeah, it's not been Oh, and I've picked up some mats as well. I think they're just over a tenner. So yeah, it's actually a nice car. It runs really well. MOT's till October, and 62,000 miles on the clock, Cat N. And I think hopefully she'll be happy with it. So I think that's going to be it for today. End of the video. And yeah, trying to think what I've got coming up. There's a potential couple of videos that I've got shooting around, but I just need to clear some stock first before I then start looking at anything else. So yeah, so until next time, thank you all again for watching. Like and subscribe for more, and yeah, I'll see you all very soon.